Adam Zanzi, welcome to it as Hollywoodbets brings you Game 1. And, well, there's so much to talk about at the end of the season. And as far as the Nedbank Cup Final that just took place, I am Caesar Mabena, proud to be in the company of goal-scoring legends in Shane McGregor and Jerry Skosana. Gentlemen, let's get straight to business here. Jerry, I'll start with you. Orlando Pirates, get the business done. Your thoughts on this final?
There we go, Baba. Told you. That was my prediction from last week.
Yeah.
I think this is something which is just good for Pirates, and it's always happening in the Nedbank Cup. Let's go back 2011. From goal down, they won the Nedbank Cup. 2014, same problem that they having, goal down to win the cup. 2023, that was last year, also coming from a goal down. I would say maybe God is having mercy on Orlando Pirates when they play this cup in the final, because every time they're doing better when they are like a goal down. So let's give credit to what they are doing, because this is how they are winning the Nedbank Cup.
Well, credit to both these sides for reaching the final, Shade, but from a Sundowns point of view, high-intensity games, so many of them over the last 2 months. Is it one too many, do you think, at this point?
Yeah, but before we get there, I just want to congratulate Pirates, obviously, for winning. You know, well-deserved. I did say 2-1, but I did say extra time, so I got that wrong. At least they won 2-1. But yeah, you know, you look at the Sundowns players, they look mentally fatigued. In actual fact, the whole staff, everyone, look mentally fatigued. And it is a big problem. You know, you're playing so many high-intensity games. You played so many games during the season. It got to a stage now where the players just can't go any further. And it's a big worry for Banyana because now the majority of those players are going to go play there, you know. I just felt that it was one game too many, and that they couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, but fortunately for Pirates, got the result. So
drama in the game as well, penalties this way and that. Ronan Williams, for so much of this year, has been the hero. Hasn't saved one, China saves one for Pirates. It's just the twist in the story was also quite nice here.
Njoba bengishilo earlier on, hayi cha uNkulunkulu hamba na. Hayi cha bahamba noNkulunkulu nje iPirate ibhakaniya nje cha lithandaze kahle. I'm saying they are having the prayers.
Exactly, the prayers of God for the penalties.
That's something.
Ocean translation,
man. Is here with me.
But you know the ironic thing is Ribeiro missing. I mean, top goal scorer for Sundowns Gainwell. You know, but these things happen, and you know what it is. It comes down to pressure, and again the mental aspect of it. If you're not mentally right, that's what happens. And like you're talking about Ronan, I mean, he's been saving penalties left, right, and centre. One too many again. Just all the mental aspect of the game.
Yeah. Caesar, I think another thing that I'm not happy with, if you look at both penalties, and then we look at football overall, I mean, we're going for the Euro now. That is coming. We've just watched the Champions League.
Yes.
You know, countries, especially in Europe, winning, you know, their leagues.
Yeah.
If you compare these two penalties in terms of the body contact, for me, the referee messed it up there. Okay. For me, both were not penalties.
So you're not happy with the decision?
I'm not happy with
both
the decision,
ways.
honestly speaking. I'm not, because it's a trend that players will want to go to, because they're not going to put the effort to score goals like what Pindamzala. How many penalties you did in your career? I don't think so. Even myself, I wanted to score goals. I wanted to go and every day. Not when I'm having a problem with a defender, I go in front and then I hook my own defender and then I just take a dive. I mean, for me, really.
So you said the players won the penalties rather than...
Really, it wasn't something that was genuine. But, well, this is how it is.
I've got to agree with you. Today's day, if you feel any little touch from a defender, you go down. And that's, you know, in our day, that meant nothing. You wanted to go score. You wanted to be the one scoring the goals. So I knew I never got to take the penalties, unfortunately. So we carried on. We wanted to score.
Now, here's the thing, though. When you look at this game, Shane, we speak of stars. And we've, over the last few months, always spoken of stars, big games, big teams like this, stars. So, firstly, Zwane, goal scorer. Maswanga, another big player this season. Goal scorer, Mufugeng, big player this season. Huge star this season. Goal scorer, the assists, Ribeiro, Saling, again. All the big-name players had an impact in this game. Great for the game, yeah?
Caesar, let's take both penalties out of the game.
Sure.
And let's look at the goals that were considered.
Yeah.
I would give credit to Ribeiro, the effort that he put inside the box, because there were almost 3 defenders of Orlando Pirates. But I will also give to Relebohile Mufokeng, the goal that he scored, also the effort of a single player when there were like a lot of defenders in the Sundowns team. But you come back and say, yes, the credit goes with somebody who created the goal to give to Zwane. But the players that were there, Mayela, the captain of Orlando Pirates, you wouldn't allow an attacking player to make that turn inside your box. You always keep position and make sure that you move him away. But what he did, Ribeiro, was just so wonderful. But also, we look at Sundowns, the mistake that was done by Rulani. But yes, maybe it was the effect of Kekana getting injured, and then Mendieta came in for Kekana, and then he had to move Zungu from the midfield to the back, and that's where it happened. He's the one that the ball went through, and the goal was scored by Mufokeng. Yeah. So these are the factors that you always need to look at. We don't look at just the game and then the players' effort. Yes, but the good thing about me seated here, Sheni,
you won.
They say 1632. Temba Zwane from Tembisa scored a goal. Maswanganyi from Tembisa scored a goal.
Well done.
And Nathan Thunder from Tembisa is having a whale of a time.
I don't know.
But you see, this man worries me because as an attacker, all I look at, Mofokeng, Ribeiro did very well. That's what I look at.
Well, lovely final. Great way to end the season in the away of the Nedbank Cup. We talk now on the other side of this with both legends about one of the biggest talking point now and going forward in South African football. That, of course, is the playoffs.
Check these guys. Let's show them how it's done. I see it. Let's have a
your feet like this.
Let's see how you play.
Move your feet like this.
Welcome back as we shift focus here on Game On, and we'll speak about my favorite subjects following the DStv Premiership, following the Nedbank Cup. That, of course, is the playoffs. And gentlemen, let's talk about the playoffs. And not too many games in this stretch, just a few games, and you either stay in the top flight or you promoted or go down. Would you consider a coaching change during this period of the season if you're in the playoffs? Jerry, let's start with you.
Well, it's something which I'm not happy with, honestly speaking, because if you look at the magnitude of the playoffs, I mean, you've got two teams from the Motsepe Championship that are competing with a team that was second last in the DStv Premiership. And now you look at how the game went on in terms of Tuks playing Baroka. To me, it was a well-contested game. I mean, both teams, they showed the hunger of getting promoted and getting the 3 points.
Yeah.
But yes, I can say the mistake that was done by Baroka in the second half, giving the ball away in the middle of the park and being intercepted and being scored. But that doesn't give you the liberty as the chairman of the team. I don't know what is it that is wrong with the chairman of Baroka to say Tentens Malisela has been suspended. Now you try and bring a coach that has never worked with these players, and then you want good results. I mean, we need to look at this way in a big manner. I mean, it's not good for South African football.
Shane, not much separating them on the league table, just a couple of points, both these sides, Baroka and Tuks. Then they set a high bar in the standard of the playoffs in the first game, where they both compete very well and said, entertain, with Tuks just edging the win.
Yeah, but that's what makes it even more insane, is to get rid of the coach after that. They both were on equal terms. It was one goal separating them, which is not major. So for that to happen, I'm not too sure. I don't know if Malisela said something or came out and did something wrong, or I know he likes to talk what he thinks is right. But for me, it's insane to do that. At this late stage where you've got so few games to play, you get rid of the coach. And like Jerry says, you're bringing in a coach that doesn't know the players, But having said that, if they do go and beat Richards Bay on the weekend, then all of us today, then all of a sudden it's a different story. We're looking and saying, "Oh, what a great idea! What a great decision to make." But it's for me, it's insanity, really.
Let's talk Tuks at the win. great starts with that win, great level of football, physical, strong in the air, tactically, they executed very well. And then the next game, bit of a shock.
To me, I cannot take it as a shock because if you look at the way Richards Bay, I mean, we're ready. But if I go back and look at the fatigue of the Tuks players after they played Baroka, I mean, remember the weather was not that good, the pitch was heavy, most of the players had to lie down because of cramps, and now they had to travel to Durban, you know, to play Richards Bay, who was ready, you know. So I think that's where maybe that factor of them be like losing by goal down, but I give them credit. I mean, they had a lot of chances that they should have converted. It was not their day. I don't know if it's because of the tiredness, you know, the fatigue. So for me, I still give them credit because it's really my wish for Tuks to do well and come back into the DStv Premiership.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. You know, they had their chances.
Yeah.
They had more than enough chances. Should have won the game easy. They came up against the Richards Bay. We were determined, but if you look at the chances in the game, I mean, come on, Tuks should have won that game fairly easy. It does give them a little bit of hope. When I say a little bit of hope, depends on what happens today with this game, and then the return game. They know they can beat Richards Bay, so that's the big thing. The intriguing thing is, after 2 games, it's 1-1, 1-0, 1-0. Both games.
Yeah.
So that's the intriguing thing.
I've always wanted to get into the mindset of, let's say, the coaches and the players, depending on whether you are coming from the top flight or the lower division. In that, if you're coming from, let's say, the lower division and you're looking and you're aspiring to go up, for you the glass is half full because you've almost, you know, you're stepping up here. And for those that find themselves in the Richards Bay position, but you didn't quite survive, and it's always a mental aspect when you're looking at it as half empty. And it's a negative to be operating in these playoffs.
Yeah, for me, you know, if I was a Richards Bay coach, I would turn around and say, guys, we were in the Premier League. Just go out and do that, and you should survive, you know, and just play your best game. We want to stay in there. We want to prove that we do deserve to be there.
Mentally.
But again, you got the Tuks and you got the Barokas saying, guys, put in a little bit of effort and we'll be playing with the big boys next year, you know. So it's a difficult one, but again, once again, mental.
May I take it maybe and just put it with the Nedbank Cup? Because that's where you value yourself. Where do you belong? Because if you look at Tuks, when they lost to Mamelodi Sundowns in penalties, you know, they did well in the Nedbank Cup.
Very well.
So now it gives them that age, you know, that anger to themselves to say, we want to go there. Yes, our class is half full, and we're playing with the people that their class is half empty.
Yeah.
So the Nedbank Cup is the one that can lead them and give them that courage, because they did taste what is needed for them to go up there and playing the team that won the DStv Premiership. So I think for me, yes, Tuks, I wish. Let's see what happened to the game today between Richards Bay and Baroka in Limpopo. But yeah, Tuks, I wish them to go up on
I tell you what, I wish I was in Limpopo for this game. It's such a hot game. The promise is so much. And 20 years, can you believe, but the playoffs now in South African football. Well, this particular playoff will end. We'll find out in the days to come. So stay with Game On. We got a special guest for you on the other side of this. Welcome back to Game On Now. We promised you something special in our third segment, and well, a team member of Game On, that being Brian Mofokeng, had a special conversation with Dr. Desiree Ellis, the Banyana Banyana coach, following the trip to Senegal and preparations as well for what lies in the future. Let's listen in on that conversation with Brian and Dr. Desiree Ellis.
First of all, thank you very much, Caesar, for this great opportunity. I mean, it's an honor. It's a huge honor to be speaking to Dr. Desiree Ellis. Congratulations, Coach.
I'm still getting used to that name tag, but thank you very much, Brian, and I hope you're well.
No, I'm very well. I mean, when I saw that, we were talking about it and saying, you know what, if there's anybody who deserves that, you deserve that. I mean, it's been a journey and a half with from you playing, from you juggling, working, and playing football at the same time to eventually becoming a coach. It has been a journey and a half, hasn't it?
No, most definitely it's been a long journey. I was looking back and I was saying to someone now the other day that I played for the national team 10 years and currently in a coaching capacity, be it assistant, acting and head coach, 11 years. It's 21 years as part of the national team, both as a player and a coach, and that's a lot. But I have enjoyed every minute so far.
I mean, let's talk about the story. I mean, now you have 106 matches in charge of Banyana Banyana. You've won over 50% of those matches that you've been in charge of since you took over from Coach Vera Pauw way back in 2016. How has it been? Let's talk about the transition from, coaching club football to moving to coaching national team with so much expectation.
It's a big difference. You're not dealing with football on a different level. You're not working with players day in, day out. You're getting them from clubs and you're having very little game time or very little preparation time to get them ready, unless you have a tournament you're preparing for and they come in earlier. But having worked with Coach Vera, I think, and having had someone like the late Urban de Kock as the instructor, he really, in a way, prepared us for the hustle and bustle, because sometimes it is like that. But what's made it easier is having people with like mind with you, the same vision. Coach Tina, Coach Cameron, the fitness trainer. We had first Bertin and Ali. We've had a few analysts, but they've all played their part. Coach Aline was the first one. We had Paul. Now we've got Tulani. And then working with practically the same medical staff. And I think that's made it really good. And the players, of course, because I've worked with the players when I was an assistant coach to Coach Vera. And obviously some of those players coming through. And then the ones, we scouted after. But I think everybody's played their part. The players have been magnificent. The staff have been magnificent, and I mean, you've got to give credit to the coaches out there as well, because they work with the players 24/7, and we get them maybe for 5 days, so they played a huge role, as well as people laying the foundations that have come before. I said to someone now the other day, we forgot that Coach Mkonza took us to our first global event. It's so easy, just far away and completely forgotten. But he sort of started the ball rolling, to London, and then we are at 2016, and then the other coaches that have played at WAFCONs that have played their part. Everybody puts a little brick or a little layer into the foundation, and it makes it stronger. And whatever comes next, just got to add on. But the players have been absolutely magnificent. I
mean, the Hollywoodbets has been a very big feeder to Banyana Banyana overall. You had a camp now recently where you had you took teams that you played 2 matches against Senegal. How did it go?
I think it was a very, very worthwhile exercise. I think, as players that haven't played regularly, players that have been part of the camp, players that have been in and out of the squad, players that are coming back from injury, and we decided to have a look at other players to see, where's the next step, because you're not just preparing for now, you're preparing for the future. You're making sure that these players get ready for the next challenge. And obviously that next challenge is probably a WAFCON this year. And if not, the big one in 2026 to qualify for the World Cup. So it starts now already. And I think a lot of the players really stood tall. It was a two very physical games. We expected it to be physical, and the way they stood up to the physicality was very encouraging. But what was more encouraging is that, I got asked the question at the press con if I was going to change the way we play, and I said, no, we're not going to change the way we play, because it won't suit us. And, we just changed a few things. We had 2 days to change a few things. And I think the way we played, players started stepping up. Ntabi, we know the quality that she has, and she was really good for us. You saw Notolo coming through. I thought Amokolang Mutau, the free kick, she's done that a few times in training. Yeah. So when the free kick came up, we just shouted and then, I thought Onhlanhla Mthandi had a very good game as well.
Dr Desiree Ellis, should I say, Dr. Desiree Ellis. Thank you very much for this opportunity to chat to us, and wishing all of the best. Maybe see 100 more caps. You've been in charge of Banyana Banyana and doing more accolades also. I think 4 consecutive Coach of the Year as far as the women football is concerned, from a CAF point of view, is not enough. We want 10 more. Have yourself a super.
Brian, thanks for having me. But like I say, once again, it's never about me. It's always about the team. And if the individual stands out, to be happy for them.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much to Brian Mufiki then as well as Thursday for a very insightful interview. So let's take the opportunity quickly to congratulate Jasper for winning from last week, casing the HollywoodBets Team of the Week of the season from Jerry Skosana. Keep in mind you can win further gifts next week here on Game On. So, in speaking of HollywoodBets and giving back, they had a handover with Sunflower Football Club. Let's find out more about that.
Hammersdale, located about 50 kilometers west of Durban, is home to Sunflower Women's Football Club, which was established in 1996 by head coach Siyabonga Malinga. HollywoodBets recently partnered with Sunflower Football Club in a sponsorship deal that will support the club over the next 12 months.
So we looked at the club's history. We looked at what the club has been able to do with little to limited resources since its inception in 1996. And we looked at what would it take for this club to be able to reach the next level. And we realized that in trying to help them commercialize their activities, the best thing for us to do would be to give them a fully fledged sponsorship that will help them cover everything that they need so that they can be able to produce without having to worry about keeping the lights on.
The sponsorship from HollywoodBets, it means a lot to us because it says to us the lives of these kids or players will change for better in terms of material, training equipment, financial-wise.
Sunflower Football Club has astonishingly produced 26 players that have gone on to represent the South African national women's team.
So since the club's inception in 1996, they've been able to produce a national team player every season since their existence.
We have 26 players that we produce for national teams. That is under 17, under 20, and also Banyana Banyana.
It's incredible to realize that a club that comes from such humble backgrounds is able to produce such star quality.
Former Banyana Banyana and Arsenal striker Veronica Pewa was present on the day and shared her thoughts on how far women's football has come since her early playing career.
Hey, Kadzets, in our times we didn't get sponsors like now because mbona manje sebathola ama-sponsors like HollywoodBets usebenzile and ngiyababongela kakhulu ma-encourage ukuthi ba-focus and baphinde if i-sports siyahambisana ne-education thina we didn't get that education bona they do get education manje.
The sponsorship from HollywoodBets will help to catapult Sunflower Football Club to the next level. And given their track record to date, their future is shining very brightly.
We were so excited as a team because we needed some equipment to work and train so we can have good results.
Ngifila good ngoba mahle, alright, awavezi skinny like quality yakhona insweku yabo. Ngijabule kakhulu as ama Sunflower sibukeka kahle sabantu abahle.
What I would like to say to HollywoodBets and also to supporters, what they are putting, the Wonder Bread will make them proud of the brand yabo that we are carrying.